Well, welcome
We
to the
were-
Fireside Chat for March of 2022. It's a little sluggish tonight, and I apologize for the delays. We're going to begin tonight with a quick update from Scott on the status of the council, and he's got some good news to share with us about new unit startup. And then we've got a slate of activities in there. Rob, can you control the slides from your end? I can't quite get at them from here. My apologies. So there you go. So that's where we are. Hooray. And no, the first slide ought to be Scott with, there you go, national business and new unit recruiting. Thank you very much. Mr. Impkovich, it's all you.
Well, and I'm not sure how many people realize this. I was just looking at something and realized it myself that it was more than 2 years ago that the National BSA started going through the financial restructuring process. So I think it was January or February of 2020. So a little more than 2 years ago, with the goal continuously being to equitably compensate survivors and continue the mission of scouting. Well, I will tell you that on March 14th, so that was yesterday, on March 14th, that the confirmation hearing begun. And I will tell you that they expect it to last several weeks, but some of the good news that has been reported to us recently is that through constant conversations, the plan of proposed reorganization has won overwhelming support from survivors, with now more than 85% now voting to approve the plan. So that's great news. My guess would be that it'll last for a little or for quite a while, and then probably most of the councils, provided things go according to the way it looks like it's going to go, that it would be approved, and most of the councils pay into the settlement with a total currently of $2.7 billion, $2.7 billion. And that's the largest sexual abuse compensation fund in the history of the United States. But then most councils will pay in their portion of that settlement probably in the May to June timeframe. So our council is fully prepared to do that. We know where it's coming from, and we're looking forward to this all being resolved, and compensating those that should be compensated, and then move on with the business of scouting. And I will tell you that, talking about the business of scouting, one of probably the greatest goal that Oregon Trail Council has moving forward is to increase membership. Getting the word out there to our families in our council, in the 6 counties that we serve, and making sure that they understand scouting is available for them. And I've got to tell you that within the last month, I had 2 opportunities to go out, and we're going to continue this process. But our staff, along with volunteers, are going out and conducting what we call new unit blitz days. And it's basically having conversations with people in communities, whether they have scouting or don't have scouting. And we kind of focused a lot of our attention on on communities that don't currently have scouting, and going in and talking to them about the possibility of getting scouting going again in those communities. And those were 2 of the best days I've had in a long time related to scouting, because everywhere we went, we were well received. I won't say that it looked like we were necessarily going to be able to move forward with each conversation we had, but we were well received. They believe in the scouting program, and we had several potential new units coming out of that. Not only new units, but a wealth of support from different people in, you know, in Toledo, in Alsea, in Lincoln City, and Mapleton and Florence.
This meeting is being recorded.
It looks like we should be able to not only get some new packs started, hopefully some new troops started as well. And one of the areas that we're really concentrating on, because we have very few in the council right now, is Explorer posts. And we've had some expressed interest from different groups as far as exploring units as well. So I'm excited about it. We're going to continue that process. What it tells me is that the last couple of years, we haven't been out there telling the scouting story, and we need to do a better job of telling the scouting story and making sure that people understand that it's still here, it's available, and let's make it available to all of our families. And the only way we can do that is to make sure it's in some of those communities. I will tell you that Sherry and I, one of the communities we stopped in was Alsea. And if you look at the population of Alsea, it's what, 200?
There is no population.
Yeah, it's 200, but the school itself has 250 kids at that school. And we went in and had conversations with several different teachers there and the superintendent, and feel to the superintendent. And I always try to make sure that we don't oversell, and I don't think we did, but we did our full spiel, and we got done talking to him about scouting and getting it going in the area. And superintendent said, "I'm in. What do you need from us?" So that was kind of the start. And then one of his assistants was getting packets ready to go for a board meeting that night. And she said, "Yeah, last time we had scouting available, I think my sister's husband was the scout leader." And we found out that she worked over at the library. So on the way out of town, guess where Sherry and I stopped? We stopped at the library. She wasn't there, but it just so happens her son was there. And his comment to us was, as we explained who we were, he said, "Oh yeah, I'm an Eagle Scout out of the troop that was here." And so as we got out to the car, I looked at Sherry and I said, "There's our Scoutmaster right there." So anyway, I'm excited about those. We're going to keep doing them. In Florence, we did have a leader that is actually in the pack in Newport. So they're making the trip because of their belief in scouting. Well, we want to make sure that it's a little bit easier for her, and that each week she doesn't have to drive up to Newport. So we want to make sure that it's available in Florence area. And she went out with us and had conversations with people in Florence, several different people that we talked to in Florence. So again, I'm really excited about the reception that we got as we did that. And I'm excited about growing scouting this year. That's it for me, Randy.
Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. Yeah. Ooh. Hang on. Is that feedback from me?
I think so.
Yeah.
We got you in 3 times.
Okay. Well, wipe out 2 of them.
Oh, 5.
Yeah, no wonder. Can you remove me all but 1?
I just hope they don't remove the wrong one and you disappear.
Yeah, how do we know which one to keep?
All right. Nope. Another one, Rob.
Trying to hit ones that are not showing sound.
We're going yet? Nope. Good. Now,
I don't know, 5 Randys. Wow.
well, I'm all excited here. This is just great stuff.
Is 5 Randys a good thing or a bad thing?
Nah, look out now. Look out now.
I'm just asking.
One too
I
many.
know.
Yeah, it's four or five too many, that's for sure.
No, now,
Are we on again?
you're good.
Very
Sounds
good.
better.
All righty, thank you very much. Andy, this was the part that falls under your aegis, as it were, with master planning lists, and that link will take you to the OTC BSA link. And then the one down below will take you to the live 23-24 planning. So Andy, can you catch us up on these things, please?
Well, yeah, most of you or many of you were with us on the 5th of March when we held a council-wide planning conference. These will be twice yearly because we need to make sure that we're out ahead of the game. It doesn't do us a lot of good to recruit a bunch of kids if we don't keep the promise, and the promise is the program. So if you're not familiar with the master planning list, Rob, I think you're going to need to push the button on that. In Google Documents, there exists a master plan for all of the events that take place in the council, at the council, and eventually district level. Our goal is to put together the council-sponsored activities, get those out in a timely manner to the districts so that they can add things like camporees and Pinewood derbies and things that are done at the district level so that they can get out in a timely manner to the units so that units don't double schedule. You know, it's tough to have to choose between really good things. It's a good thing if we've got so many good things that you've got to choose, but we don't want to have people choose on top of them. We don't want to have a unit choose between their special father and son, mother and daughter camping trip versus a district Cub camp versus a council Cub Scout activity. So this particular document is designed to help us try and sort all that out to make planning easier for the units. Rob, help me now. How many people have access to view this? This is available council-wide, isn't it?
It is. It is available on the website to this view. If I go,
It looks a little different.
No, that's the one that's on the website.
Oh, it is.
events, master planning. There it is.
So if you're part of a district committee or if you're involved with a unit, you can go on to this and see what's being planned before you sit down with your personal calendar that has your wife's birthday or your kid's soccer game or your wedding anniversary. So you're not planning really important stuff, and you can look at that, and that document will help you with your unit planning. Now the other one that's up there.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
So this is a great tool, and as a scoutmaster of a unit, we have an annual planning coming up in May, so we will definitely be using this. This is really great. What is the goal for the council as far as how far in advance are you planning? Are you doing it annually, monthly, 6 months?
Great, Greg, did we work this out? Because this is a great segue to where we're going.
Okay.
Our goal.
I'll take my check.
Well, yeah.
Well played, gentlemen.
As soon as I get mine, you'll get your percentage. Our goal will be to have 2023 out in the fall so that you can look in the winter months and say, okay, this is what the council's got out in 2023, and then we're going to leap ahead to 2024. So where we want to be, at least tentatively, is out that far in advance, so that you've got plenty of time to schedule. You know, hey, if you want to take your troop to Philmont, you've got to be out 2 years ahead of time. And we need to be able to provide you with the things that we're doing, so you're out that far. That's our goal. It's going to take us a little bit to do it, because this is frankly brand new. I've been in the council, since 1979. And to the best of my knowledge, we've never had this type of planning going on in a coordinated effort by the council this far ahead of time. So we're excited about it. We think it'll be a great help to the council, to the districts, and especially to the units and to the families. Any other questions or things that I can help you with?
Hey, Rob, can you show the 2023 link, please? It's not available to the world at this point. We haven't released it yet, but it answers Greg's question very graphically.
Yeah, running links like this, Randy, is taking up some serious bandwidth on you. So,
Okay, may not want to do that very often. So anyway, Greg, this is the graphic answer right now. 2023 is on the screen right in front of you, and 2024 is the next tab over, but it doesn't have entries at this point. But we're trying to get the 2023 information deconflicted very, very fast, so that we can put it in your hands very soon, since your planning in May really stretches out into 2023 as well.
Well, I just want to thank the council. This is great to see this, and it's awesome knowing that we have that support coming. So thank y'all.
Yeah, and we're going to push hard to get this in your hands so that you can get ahead of your own program. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Greg. I appreciate it. Can we move to the next slide, please, Rob?
Can I ask a question?
Please.
I can't remember exactly when. I must have been in the 80s, but I remember the council used to publish a paper calendar, a 12-month calendar like you'd get from a drugstore, but it was a council calendar that had all those activities, printed on it. And so a unit could take that to its planning session and just fill in the blanks. It was a really handy thing to have. Is there any thought about doing something like that?
Yeah, let me answer it this way, Ed. We don't have the staff to do that. What we do have is the electronic means to provide units with this list, and the units can then I can literally step you through how to convert that into a printable Google Calendar. So that takes the it puts the power back in the hands of the units. If they want a list, they get a list. If you want a calendar, we can get a calendar. So we can help you work through that.
Okay.
the other piece of this, Ed, is what you're looking at is strictly a planning document. So the council calendar is still the website calendar, and we're going to be moving things as quickly as we can to that in their final form to help with planning, registration, all of it.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll have some more conversation about this as time continues. Jim, you want to talk to us about Camp Baker?
The slide's been up for a couple of minutes, and I think we can all read. So I'll cut to the chase. A lot of progress has been made there. Right now, there are crews working on the shower house. The roads are being torn up in camp because they're putting power underground and internet that we have. The Scout Skills area, a volunteer group was over there Saturday working. and built a second shelter in there. They'll build the third shelter April the 2nd. And so by the 10th of April, those will be pretty close to being done, except for paint. The medical building will be torn down before summer camp. It's the oldest building in camp, but it's probably the ugliest building in camp too. And so it's going to come down, and we're going to move temporarily the medical into the Leaders Lodge. So that's pretty much where we are. Baker Beaver Day is a very important date on the calendar, I feel. Saturday, June the 11th, as it says. We need people to show up and work. There's a lot of little things that need to be done, which is as simple as washing windows, as vacuuming, as picking up branches, just making the camp ready for summer camp. So we encourage units and individuals to come over for the day. The important thing is just pre-register, and the information is on the council website under events. That's it.
Yep, registration's live. Thanks so much, Jim. Appreciate it. Fred, you've got Camp Mooney. Can you talk to that?
Sure. We have a activity coming up here at the end of this month where we're going to go in and do a little bit of project work, removing a footbridge, and do a couple building projects for other folks for outdoor classroom benches. And we have other projects too, if we have more than enough people to show up. And then we're going to have a following another Beaver Day towards the beginning of May to try and get the camp ready for camporee, cutting grass and things of that nature. And then, of course, we have the Merit Badge Fair. I'd like to perhaps have Matthew Shumway speak to that.
Matthew, welcome.
Hello. Yeah, so first weekend in June, we have the Merit Badge Fair out at Camp Mooney. Working on, just finished the Leader's Guide actually today. Still working on putting the program together for that. Really still needing some Merit Badge counselors. So if you have adults in your units that are Merit Badge counselors, please have them contact me. I really, or send me their contact information. I'll contact them. I really need a few more Merit Badge counselors to fill out the program this year. I had some counselors that couldn't make it return this year that taught last year. But we'll have plan is to have registration open for the Merit Badge Fair first week or so of April. It'll close at the end of May.
Now this will include camping, won't it, Matthew? It's a little unique. Units can come out and camp over the weekend.
Yeah, scouts can either attend for the day on Saturday, which is when all the classes are, or they can come with their unit and camp for the weekend. And no charge to camp.
Matthew, do you have a list of the merit badges you're looking for counselors for?
I do. I can send a list.
I think you have better luck when you say specifically we need a counselor for, you know, bicycling or fingerprinting or whatever. I think people are more likely to volunteer when you have the list of what specifically you're looking for.
Okay.
So I can put that on the Oregon Trail Council Facebook page also.
That would be great.
Thanks, Matthew.
That would be terrific. Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate that. Thanks, Anita, for that good suggestion. Let's take a look at the program for Cubs next 90 days. Should be the next slide, Rob. We've got a thanks to Sherry and her folks, Fun with Scouts at Camp Baker on the 29th of April, May 1st. That's a hot item. Shooting sports, crafts. What else is on there, Sherry? Registration is open now, by the way.
Shooting sports, crafts. We'll probably be doing water bottle rockets again. We'll have a scout skills open where they can learn how to start fire and how to put it out. We're looking at a couple other activities that I don't quite want to disclose yet. But it will be a fun day. And this is an open event for the community. So if the community has scout age kids that they want to bring into this, there's no charge for them at all. It's a free event. If they want to eat, they can buy meal tickets or they can bring their own lunch, however they want to do it.
Very good. And there's a lot of information on the OTC BSA website about this right now. Registration's open. We've got Cub Day camps for Douglas County and Benton County shown right there. And then Lane County is out in July. Summer camp is tucked right in the middle at Camp Baker, July 6th to July 9th. Pack camping available. Tigers attend with a parent. And I saw today that early registration gets a discount. So that's a good thing. Let's take a look at Scouts BSA, Rob. On the Scouts BSA, we got camporees for Chintamani and Central, May 13th through 15th. Registrations are open. Leader guides are available. Merit Badge Fair, we just talked about with Camp Mooney, and Matthew tells us we got more detail coming. OA Spring Induction at Baker, June 17th through the 19th, and then summer camp starts with Baker Staff Week, June 26th, July 5th, and then week sessions from that point forward. Rob, let's take a look at adults. Okay, so we've got a lot of things going on for adults, but they're spread across all 3 districts. So that's it makes it kind of cluttered to talk about it from a 90-day standpoint. But we've got IOLS training that is tentatively set up for the for April 9, 23, and 30. Commissioners College, Claudette, thank you very much, is April 9th and 16th. And then the council recognition dinner to include the Silver Beaver Awards is on the 15th at the Scout Service Center. So we got tax day and we got Silver Beavers all at the same time. We got Blue training tentatively set for May 14, 21, and 28. And check the council calendar when the registration is up and see about getting into that one. Golf Classic on the 16th. Wilderness first aid training. This one is important to us because of the outdoor activities we're doing this summer, as well as going to Philmont. If you're going to Philmont, you have to have wilderness first aid training certified adults in place. Scoutmaster specific training is tentative in late May. And then we got Cubs shooting sports range master training is confirmed at Camp Mooney on 6/4. Isn't that correct, Fred? But I think we're still tentative on the 28th of May at Camp Baker. There's a plan in place for membership road shows, and when Benita has those organized, she can talk about that a little further. District annual meetings in May. PAC summer planning workshop is still tentative for the 1st of June, and then sporting clays and district dinners rounds out the next 90 days worth of activities. Short, sweet, to the point. Last slide, please, Rob.
And
So next Fireside Chat is on the 19th of April at 6:30. And Sherry, we're going to lean on you and Devin pretty hard to carry the load on that one, because we really want to talk about summer camps, what our programs look like, and what the exciting things are that we're doing there. We'll also cover adult awards and recognition, which goes a long way toward retaining our folks and getting good people in place. So that's the top of the efforts for Fireside for March. Questions, comments, things that we ought to cover and did not? Sherry, do you have a concern?
You did a great job, Randy.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you very much. It's good stuff. We got all the help from all the folks that are on here tonight. And that makes a big difference. Fred and Jim provided me great stuff. Matthew chimed in. I'm awfully happy to have these folks to associate with. So if we have no further official business, then I would suggest that we come back together on the 19th of April. Thank you very much.